I wanted to address something that happened to me. I had a medical emergency take place and I had to go to the hospital. Welcome back to Don's Life. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining today. Behind me is my 2023 C8 Corvette Stingray. I picked it up in late October. I told you as the audience I was going to customize it for the winter. That's right. I am going to put this car in the snow. I'm not going to drive it when it's gross out, but I'm going to drive it while winter is happening. And here in Canada, winter happens. So we are working on that build now. I've got the winter wheels on. They happen to be white. I've started doing a custom wrap or a livery, if you will. But if you've been keeping up with the videos, you'll know that I've already PPF'd the car. So right now it is scratch protected from rocks, stone chips, touching the car. I'm not gonna scratch the paint, which was important to me. Now I've started putting vinyl on for some extra protection. So once we get this livery done, we are going to have a winter themed C8 Corvette. Now as a YouTuber, I need this car to stand out a little bit so people are intrigued and want to check out what we got going on at the Don's Life channel. Lots of DIY stuff coming up, but first I wanted to get the car ready that I can drive it. And with winter upon us, I need to be able to drive it once in a while to do videos for you guys. So that's kind of where we're at. Stick around. Let's see how this wrap turns out because I don't have a grand plan. I have a partial plan. And as I go along, I'm still kind of figuring it out. Let's go. So for this project, Vivid was kind enough to send over their Ultra Gloss Series white vinyl, which you can see again that we've started. The other side's a little further along. I'll show you parts of it, but I don't want to spoil it all. Again, I'm trying to figure it out as I go. But this vinyl is quite good. I've used it before. I did my BMW M4 in Nardo Gray with their Ultra Gloss film, and that held up very, very well. So we're going to put this on here because we are driving it through the winter after all. Now, where to begin? I knew that I wanted a white and black themed wrap, but I also wanted a bit of almost like a cop car or a rescue vehicle type look. So I can't impersonate a cop car, that would be bad, but I can definitely have something that will turn heads, which is what we're going for. So I did some renderings with my daughter's iPad. Let's try and focus here. There we go. This is not the final product. It was just a rendering. It's not going to look like that. I've already changed my mind, but this was just to get me started. So a couple things I know I wanted to do for sure is I wanted white at the back end and then broken up as we get into the bumper. So we still have to do this quarter white, and then it's going to come together complementing these body lines right to this point here. And then if you look at the C8, it's got this big bulge right here. I wanted that to also be white and go into the vent. And then you notice back here it comes to a point, so I wanted to highlight that point. So that's just part of it. We have the white wheels. If we know a white stripe is coming here, we need something to contrast the white wheels here, so we got the black fender well, but I think we need some white that kind of ties in and leaves that gap here, almost like a rescue vehicle or cop car would have for its lettering. I don't know if I'll put lettering there, but that would be the idea and there'd be a space for it. If you've been watching this build, you'll notice my rockers have already been taken off. These rockers that I wrapped were just a dress-up kit for the existing rockers. They were not part of the plan for this build. They were sent to me by mistake, more of a wrong part number type situation. Proper part numbers have come in and they're sitting on top of the shelves up there. So we'll take a closer look at what's going on there. Now, if you didn't catch the video where I installed those rockers, it was because the company that sent them to me in error still asked if I do a video on them, so I did, to show what the installation's like. But the ones that I wanted were these guys here. So these are a much more aggressive, called a 5VM rocker panel. I don't know if you can tell, but they are done in carbon flash metallic. So these are going to go on the side of the car. I'm not going to give the car away yet, but they are going to go on the side there. Peek, you can see a little bit what's happening. But yeah, they'll go on the bottom here and they'll be more aggressive than what we currently have. So why don't I stop talking, and I am going to wrap all the different elements on this side that I've already done on that side. I've already pre-cut the material. So we'll do some time-lapse stuff there. We'll get this side done and then we'll figure out how we want to do this bumper. I'm undecided how I want to do it, but I want a mix of black and white to tie it all together, and then we'll see where we're at. So we got everything tucked in, trimmed. This is an example of using the body lines to our favor. Now we're going to put a piece here to follow these body lines, and I'll probably do something down here with the diffuser. Haven't quite figured that out yet. First we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this quarter, and you'll see it start to come together. Piece of cake. Now let's move on to this quarter, and then we'll get a little bit above there. Then we'll do this piece I was talking about earlier, and then we'll do our fender, and then we'll be getting close to figuring out what to do for the bumper. All right, we got the rear quarter done. It's coming along nicely. We're gonna work on the door section next. But if you haven't hit that like button, you gotta hit it now just to reward the effort that I'm at least putting into this. If you are wanting to try DIY wrapping yourself, isn't that difficult. You just gotta pick a time to start. Start small. Do something like a hood, maybe a roof, maybe a mirror. It takes practice. And I've been doing this for years, and it just gets easier and easier, but I still make mistakes. We're just gonna continue on and try to get this thing finished. I know what you're thinking, Don, you have lost your mind. And maybe I have, but we want to drive this in the winter and we want to have some fun with it. So why not turn some heads while doing so? So we got that door piece done. We got to do inside the vent. We got to do the fender, work on the bumper. There's no turning back now. We just got to keep going. Now, one thing I like about this Ultra Gloss vinyl by Vivid is it does use a protective cap, which is becoming more common with higher end vinyls. But this cap allows me to put the vinyl on and then use the squeegee with quite a bit of force. And the cap helps hold its rigidity so I can lay it into large flat sections and use a little bit of force so I can work the vinyl in. Then when I have to do the nitpicky stuff, I peel the cap off and then carefully I work the rest of the vinyl, being mindful not to scratch it. So that's one of the benefits of the cap is you're not going to scratch the vinyl as you're working with it. Once you take the cap off, then the vinyl is a little more susceptible to damage if you're not careful. All right, let me give you some insight into what we are doing here. So I have a piece of vinyl that's going to go in the front of the door, something like that. I've got some knifeless tape here ready to go. Follows a body line. It's already there on the car. Then I have to put some knifeless tape from here all the way to the tip of this tape, and then a gentle curve right to the bottom of that tape. And then we're going to have a wedge right there that should match the other side perfectly. All right, my friends, we are trucking along or carring along with the C8 Corvette. Let me give you a little bit of a tour of where we're at so far. So remember, we're gonna have some side skirts, more aggressive ones put on here. That will not be in today's video. So a couple things, all in the details. So you see this jut out right here, how it comes to that point? Well, we also have a sharp point, very similar angle here and here. To me, it's all in those kind of details. So there's a bit of a quarter profile from behind. Again, this is just vinyl. We can change it up. We can do more things. I do have some plans once this phase one is done, we'll call it. And phase one is just getting all the white vinyl completed. We got the diffuser done here. I think I like that. I'm not sure, I might need more in there, I might not, but for now I'm just gonna leave it. So this side was done first, off camera. And now we have to get the bumper completed. So I will get started on that. And then I want to do some accents within the bumper. I want to do a little bit when it comes to the front splitter. And we should be a lot closer to getting phase one completed.
I think I'll try this a new way. I'm gonna show you the tricks that I know. I'm getting tired of talking, and I need more of a show right now. It's time that you made your mind up, 'cause lately all it ever does is change. Feels like we're only talking, going round like no other every day. I won't stop like the others. I will stay. 'Cause now is the right time and I'm feeling alright.
Hello my friends, it is the next day. If you notice I have a bit of pep in my step, it's because I feel better. So before I show you the wrap behind me, which again is just phase one, it's just the white areas of the car. We haven't done any red accents or added the brand new side skirts that just came in or added some mud flaps that I've also got for the C8. Before I get into that stuff and wrap up this video and show you the car, I wanted to address something that happened to me. I had a medical emergency take place right after I was done wrapping the white. The next morning I didn't feel right and I had to go to the hospital. I endured a lot of pain for about 2-3 hours. I'm stubborn before I was willing to go to the hospital. Got there and found out that I had a kidney stone. For those of you that have had a kidney stone or kidney stones, you know that it is a very painful thing to endure. And I'm happy to say that multiple days later, I seem to be much, much better. So that's past, should be behind me, and hopefully it never happens again. So without any further delay, I want to show you the C8 Corvette behind me. Remember, this is just the white. We haven't done anything else yet. That'll be a future video, but let's take a look. Well, here she is, everybody. We've got the white done on the C8. I still want some ideas on a lettering that we could put potentially on the door, just for fun, not permanently, but do we do "Let's Go," which is the catchphrase of the channel, or do we put "Winterized"? You decide, but I want it to turn heads and I want it to raise some eyebrows. So put that in the comments if you have any ideas. Remember, we're gonna add the side skirts and they have a wing that sticks up on the side, just like the wing that sticks up on the front of the splitter here. So I'm gonna put red there. I'm gonna have red accent on the side skirt. I've got some mud flaps to also go on here. They're sitting on the bench over here. So that'll be a separate video on its own, but we'll do a video for the side skirts on mounting them, what that looks like. We'll do a video on the mud flaps, and I'll do a video with the red accents along with one of those other two videos I just mentioned. But this is what we have. I definitely think it's gonna stand out. I saw a couple C8s on the road today. People have them out because we have some really, really good weather this December here in Canada. So we'll take it. That's what she looks like. So let's do a little bit of a montage and then wrap this up. There we go, we got it done. We stirred up some controversy, whether you like it or you don't like it. Controversy on social media is a good thing, but if you like the effort that was put into today's video and you don't like kidney stones, hit that like button. Please consider subscribing, and we'll talk to you next time.